Okay. All right. Start again. We're going to start with the opening prayers. Om Nebuja Capita Sorrow. 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 Om Nebuchadnezzar Capita Sar Om. Acknowledging, honoring, expressing gratitude for Nebuchadnezzar, the all-embracing, all-encompassing divinity that thought the breath and thought everything into existence. And the first thought that Nebuchadnezzar thought was Capita, the creative cosmic force of the creator, who then went ahead and manifested the other cosmic forces of nature, the Neteru, the gods and goddesses. And then Asar represents the universal soul, represents our soul, represents us, our journey from absolute divine consciousness into physical creating consciousness, and then into the creation itself. Just going to get a little centered. And I'm making these offerings to the ancestors. I would really just want to acknowledge the ancestors and my gratitude for my life and this music. My gratitude to Chaitau Netra Sima Institute for presenting the teachings, which, just like hetheru, allowed me to journey into myself and reclaim my divinity. Looks like there's a question. And my hope and intention is that we can all have that experience every day. Can I play a song? Yes, I'm playing songs. That's why I'm here. I must be talking too much. I'm offering musical devotional wisdom teachings put to music. Wisdom teachings from Chaitau Netter, Temple of Aset. And if I talk too much, just let me know. I had some technical difficulties getting started today, so I'm just getting into it, really. Even though there was... Okay. The next opening prayer in honor of the sunrise and the cosmic force of nature, Capita, is Dua Rakeft. And this is from the opening prayer from the Prayer to Hetheru. And I like to read the translations first. And I'm reading from the Simple Chitao Netter Manual. And the translation just had it. Adorations to Ra when he rises in horizon eastern. Homage to Ra coming forth as Capita. Capita, creator of the gods and goddesses. Rising thee, shining thee, lighting up thy mother. Rising as Lord, king of the gods and goddesses. Your mother Nut does an act of worship to you with both arms. Manu, the western horizon, receives thee in peace. And Ma'at embraces thee at the double season perennially. Jura kev tu benef ma ketu den pet. Anates da ke itm kapara. Kapara ke man neteru. Ka ke ubim ke pesit mood ke. Katiem suten neteru. Irinet mut adiem irinini. Manu in the tep to ma atata. Do what I kept to benef and my kids are getting pet. On the test I KTM Kapara came on Netaru. Kage ubim ke pasid mood ke. Katiem suten Netaru. Irinet mut adiem irinini. Manu in the tep to ma atata. Kapara came on Netaru. Kage ubin ke pasid mood ke. Katiem suten Netaru. Irinet mut adiem irinini. Manu in the tep to ma atata. Kapara, creator of the gods and goddesses. Kapara, Kemanetaru. Kapara, creator of the gods and goddesses. Do what I kept, do whenever in my kitchen bed. On a desert KTM Kapara. Kapara came on Netaru. Kage ubin ke pesid mood ke. Katiem suten Netaru. Irinet mut adiem irinini. I'm a tip to my ateta. Do what I can. Thank Taken from the opening prayer A from the Purdom Heru. Djehuty for tuning in. I do not read tarot. I do pendulum readings. And today is music. I'm not going to be reading pendulums today. And I should just jump on right after this, everyone, because I keep saying I'm going to do another one, and I haven't. So, thank you for reminding me. Don't do tarot. I do astrology. I do be doing another, well, I did a full moon transmission, so I'm not sure if I'll do another astrology. The glasses. Thank you for asking about the glasses. These are pinhole glasses. They have holes in them. And you wear them, and they force your eyes to focus rather than magnifying what you look at. When you magnify what you look at, then your eyes get weaker. So if your eyes are already weak and you go to the optometrist, they're going to give you something that actually makes your eyes weaker so that you have to keep coming back. I've been wearing these since the year 2003, and I don't need glasses. What is my culture? What a very good question. My cultural journey has spanned over 30 years. I started as a graduate school dropout in astronomy. I dropped out because I was assaulted. And my assault, my trauma, birthed my spiritual awakening. And I started off with reggae, with Rastafari and reggae. Then went deeper into Hebrew Israelite, Black Hebrew Israelite. Then expanded into the world with Hindu. I was doing yoga and Japanese Buddhism with the Soka Gakkai, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, the same one that Tina Turner practiced. And then I also got deeper and deeper into my native ancestry, my Cherokee and Lakota roots. And then I was with the SGI for 20 years, and I was like, I need to know more about my own culture, African culture, and that's when I found the Netarian tradition of Shatau Neter, or the Temple of Shatau Neter, Temple of Aset, from ancient Kemet. So today, I would have to say I'm a woman of the four directions, because my life reflects the ancestors and the indigenous teachings of the four directions, which is reflected in the spiral dance medicine wheel. And the spiritual tradition that I practice is Netarian from ancient Kemet, ancient African Egyptian tradition. I hope that answers your question. Do I watch Naruto? I am not familiar with Naruto. Yes, it strengthens your eyes. It trains your eyes like a workout. Every time you wear them, it's a workout. And I wear them when I'm reading on the computer, when I'm watching the subtitles on the television, and then I should be wearing them like when washing my dishes. The more you wear them, the stronger your eyes become. And you can buy them at lightbeingwellness.com/shop. Maybe I should make another video about the pinhole glasses. Yeah. Okay, and let's do that one for Nebuchadnezzar, since the third parable is kind of short. Mabu. No matter what's going on, remain in the stillness. No matter what's going on, remain in the stillness. No matter what's going on, remain in the stillness. No matter what's going on, Nevager. You know everything. We know Nevager. You know everything. Well, you know Nevager. You know everything. Yes, when you know Nevager, you know everything. And no matter what's going on, remain calm, remain in the stillness, which is what I did this morning, this rising, when things weren't working and my wall hanging fell down, and just managed to remain calm and just get through it a lot better. Oh, Bible. Well, actually, I do not have a Bible, but I do have the Pert and Heru, which has been called the Natarian Bible or the Kemetic Bible, and it's a book of prayers, spells, wisdom teachings that are to be recited when a person is dying, after the person has died, during their memorial service, their funeral, then when you remember them. Also to be recited during our life, because we're on a spiritual journey back to life, because life on earth is actually considered to be a death. And we're here to wake up to our enlightenment and to the higher realities of life. Because on earth, we're so brainwashed. They brainwash us, and we have to go through a lot to wake up. And so it's important to read the Pert and Heru. That's why I just offered these prayers, because you're supposed to recite them before diving into the wisdom teachings. And okay, so those are the two I'm going to offer for today. All right, now, like I said before, we're honoring the journey of hetheru from Kemet to Nubia, and then Nubia back to Kemet. So let's have a few chants for hetheru, and then we'll get into the parable. Oh, wow. Kim Ora from New Zealand. Wow. All right. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to tune in today. Thank you. Battery running low. Oh my goodness. That is so weird, because I know I charged that phone all night. This is just the most interesting transmission I've had in a long time. So just give me a minute while I plug in the other recording device. Oh, doesn't think I can't do it like that. Okay. Okay. We'll see if we can get it to work. Oh, if it'll reach. You gotta reach. It reaches. Oh! Are you still there? You're still there. Thank you. Oh, it reaches. Okay. All right. We made it through that. Djehuty for tuning in. Okay, now we're going to get to the section of hetheru chants. This is a chant for hetheru from the Temple of Shatau Nature, Temple of Aset Prayer Manual. Dua hetheru netrita, adorations to Hetheru, the great goddess. Dua hetheru sekima, goddess of the life force energy. And I also refer to Sekhmet for that part. And I'm going to sing it all the way through now, and then we can do call and response. Dua hetheru netrita. Dua hetheru netrita. Dua hetheru netrita. Dua hetheru netrita. Dua hetheru sekima. Dua hetheru sekima. Do a hetheru second ma. Okay, now we're going to do the call and response. Hold on a second. I must be doing something right if APEP is trying to take me out. It's not going to work. Because I know how to defeat chaos. APEP is one of the number one right-hand man of Set, the cosmic force of egoism, where they get the idea for Satan. And APEP and Set are always trying to distract us and, interfere with us, especially when we're doing light work and spiritual work. So anyway. Okay, now let's do call and response. Do a hetheru netri ta. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru netri ta. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru netri ta. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru netri ta. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru second ma. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru second ma. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru second ma. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru second ma. Da 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 da. Do a hetheru, the great goddess. Okay, so I'm getting ready for the parable, and there's a little typo here, so I'm fixing it before I begin. Getting tired. So one of the reasons why hetheru is one of my favorite goddesses is because she was able to, once Set had gotten a hold of her, she was able to snap out of it by tuning into the cosmic mind. And she's a constant reminder to me that we have that ability. And as a healer, I'm also really tuned in with Sekhmet. So I'm learning how to navigate that vibration, that energy, because sometimes you have to pull out the Sekhmet to protect yourself and also to help others. And I'm kind of a shy person, and so this has been a challenge. So tuning into hetheru and Sekhmet helps me a lot. I don't know. There's just a little bit more to go. There we go. I'm so pleased. There we go. I used a dictate app for this, and of course it didn't work. Okay, so please bear with me. Good rising, great awakenings. I'm just taking a minute to correct the readings for today so I can see them easily. Spared their life. If you're just tuning in, we are honoring the journey of hetheru from Kemet to Nubia and back to Kemet, from her conscious state of divinity. She was sent to earth by Ra to perform a duty, and then she forgot her divinity, and Djehuty had to come and help her remember who she is. And the wisdom teachings do that. Okay, yeah, this is not working. Oh, yes, it did. It's working. Just give me one more moment. I'm so sorry that it didn't work out so good. I can't. I'm going to protect you. Well, I'll offer another song and I'll finish it with that. Okay, I'm going to play the drum for this one. This one is Nukpu hetheru, I am hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, I am peace. And then Nukpu hetheru, the great goddess. So this is a reminder that this is our journey, and we are the goddess of peace. Let me go a little slower. Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita, Nukpu hetheru, Naterita. Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetheru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu hetepu, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu hetepu, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu hetepu, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu hetep, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu heteru, Nukpu hetep. Hetep. Yeah, these sessions are so wonderful because I take the song that I already know and then expand on it, or I have the teachings here in front of me and it's a brand new song born in this session. So let me do a little more housework. Just a little bit longer. It's such a funny story. I want to do it justice. There's a bunch of typos. Okay, we're ready. Thank you for waiting. All right, so this is the third parable from the Goddess book by Dr. Mwada Ashby Say by Ma. And if you want more information on the wisdom teachings, visit the website EgyptianYoga.com. They also have Egyptian Mysteries. I don't know if it's com or net. I need to find out because I don't know. And so what I've been doing for this week of observance of the journey of hetheru from Kemet to Nubia and back to Kemet is putting the parables to music. And I've been wanting to do this for years. I only got the first two done. So this has been a blessing for me. And I hope you're enjoying it. The next step, of course, is to take all of this wonderful music and go into the studio and record. When I first got up this rising, I got to see the moon. It's not full yet. It'll be full tomorrow. Well, I guess it's full tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday night. And if you follow the tradition, you know that Lord Djehuty is symbolized by the full moon. He's also associated with the planet Mercury. And in the Greek tradition, he's known as Hermes. And I guess the Roman tradition, he's known as Thoth. He's known as Djehuty and Djehuty. And then if you are of the culture, as someone asked earlier, or the perspective that the Kemetic culture originated here on Turtle Island. And then there was a civil war between North and South. And then some people moved to Egypt, to Africa, and set up the memorial to the culture that previously existed here on Turtle Island. If you follow that line of thinking, then you're already familiar with the book When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. And if not, you are now. If you follow that philosophy or history, as I do, then you would know that Teotihuacan in Mexico is the place of Djehuty, Teotihuacan. And that is wisdom teaching from the Asmataji Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds, and the Light Being Wellness Center. That is not something from Temple of Chateau Neter. That's a disclaimer. All right, so let's get on with the third parable. Let's give a summary of the first two. So the first one is the creation myth, where we're introduced to the scene where hetheru had been sent to earth and forgot her divinity, and Ra was sent. And the first parable is the parable of the vulture and the wildcat, where the two mothers had made a pledge not to harm each other's babies, but the chicks, and when the mommies left to go find food, but the chicks and the kittens, the vulture taunted the cat and the kitten by stealing some food, and so the kitten, swung back, and one of the kittens was injured, and so the baby vulture, lied, and so the mama vulture, when she came back, she assumed that the mama wildcat had done this, and so she ate all the birds. No, I'm getting it mixed up. Oh, the mama vulture killed all the baby kittens, the baby kittens. And so the mama cried out to Ra, and justice was served because the mama vulture found some food at a campfire, and when she took it back to her nest, the nest caught on fire, and her babies died. And then we had the wisdom of the origins of creation, where it was the story of where Djehuty was reminding hetheru of what a wonderful goddess she is and how much her people back in Kemet miss her and she needs to go home. And then the second parable is the story of the two vultures that observed the cycle of life, how animals eat animals, and then another animal eats that animal, another animal eats that animal, another animal eats that animal. And finally, the Sephir, the griffin, comes and ends the whole thing. And so we talked about how, first of all, were these two vultures making up because they were bragging about their keen hearing and keen eyesight. And then they had this amazing wisdom. And it reminded me that back in the day, even animals were supposed to eat one another because it just led to them getting eaten by another animal. So it was about how Ra rewards goodness with goodness and evil with evil. And so now we're at the third parable. So what I've been doing is just, singing the teachings with music. There's not like they don't rhyme or anything, but it usually comes out very beautiful. So this is, I don't know what's going to come out. I don't know the melody. I'm just, asking for Goddess Marit, the goddess of music, Goddess hetheru, to swoop down, and I'm going to catch the melody. Djehuty begins. Once upon a time, there were two jackals who were great friends. One day, as they rested, suddenly they saw a lion running towards them. Much to the lion's surprise, they did not attempt to run away. When the lion reached them, it stopped to ask them, "Why didn't you try and run away from me?" The jackals replied that the lion would catch them anyway, getting tired in a futile attempt to escape. The lion was so pleased with their calm and truthful answer, spare their life. Djehuty said to hetheru, "Let us walk towards Kemet now, and I will protect you all the way." Hetheru raised her eyebrows at him. She heard this and replied, "How can you protect me? The eye of the sun is the most powerful force, and it needs no protection, especially from a baboon." Djehuty replied, "The strong sometimes need help from those who are weaker. Do you recall the parable of the mouse and the lion? I will tell you now." Oh. Here it is. Do a Djehuty, do a hetheru, do a Djehuty, do a hetheru, do a segment, do a Djehuty, a Djehuty, to a segment, to a hetheru, to a Djehuty, to a segment, to a hetheru. Look for Djehuty, look for segment, look for hetheru. Look for Djehuty, look for segment, look for hetheru. And I'm going to close out tonight. Oh, tonight. Is it day or is it night? I was here last night at 10 p.m. and then I came back at 6 a.m. This is a very unusual schedule, I have to admit, but I understand why the Netters did it this way. And next week we have this week was Festival of hetheru. Next week is the Festival of the Goddesses, and that'll be another week-long event of honoring the different goddesses of the Ennead. And it'll be at the same time every day, at 6 a.m. every day. And I'm excited because there's something called the Live Gala going on from the 20th to the 27th on TikTok. So hopefully some of you all will tune in for that those episodes. Okay, so this one is do a hetheru. Oops. This is the theme song of this series. And it refers to Uja, Ubin Nefer, Good Rising, Great Awakenings. You've tuned in on the last song, so I'm so glad you're going to be here for this one. This is one of my favorites. And if you're really interested, you can watch the replay on YouTube. This one is honoring the journey of hetheru from Kemet to Nubia and then back to Kemet. And it refers to how hetheru was sent to Nubia to eliminate the unrighteous, and while she was there, she got intoxicated with life, with physical reality, and with the taste of blood, with the taste of killing people and hurting people. So she forgot her divinity, and then Djehuty was sent to bring her back to her consciousness. And like on here, he says, let us walk towards Kemet. So that's what we're experiencing this journey. Let's walk back towards your divinity. Let's walk back towards our consciousness. And so these parables and this music, these songs, are to help us walk back towards Kemet. And then also will protect us all the way. And then our ego will be like, how is a baboon going to protect me? I'm the Eye of Ra, the most powerful force. I don't need any protection. And then Djehuty is like, ha ha ha. Have you heard about the parable of the mouse and the lion? Okay, so that's tomorrow's parable. Uh-oh, what was that? No, microphone, don't hurt my herp. I think you can also find the parables in another book by Dr. Mwada Ashby. I don't have it here with me because I lent it to a friend. It's the book on the glorious light meditation, which is also based on this myth. And you can find the books at EgyptianYoga.com. There's Kemet University where you can take classes directly with Seva Monsipaja to learn more about the wisdom teachings and learn more about yourself. Because if you know the netters, if you know Nebuchadnezzar, you know everything. And if you know yourself, you know the netters. So, because the netters live within us. And the purpose of life is not to worship the gods and goddesses forever. When we're making adorations to the gods and goddesses, we're honoring ourselves. We're making offerings to ourselves. We're giving thanks for our enlightenment, for our awareness. We're giving thanks for our divinity. And it's not just about making offerings to gods and goddesses. It's about making offerings to the higher self. When you study at the Temple of Asar in Abydos, or if you take the class Temple of the Soul with Dr. Maud Ashby, you will see that we're not just human beings. We're light beings in human form, in a watery encasement. And when we are on the road to enlightenment, on the journey to enlightenment, or even when we are enlightened, we're considered a royal personality. A royal personality, a royalty, is not just the person that sits on the throne of a kingdom. We are royal personality. We are royalty sitting on our inner throne of awareness and higher consciousness. And so in the temples, you'll see the royal personality or the king or the pharaoh or the queen making offerings, continuously making offerings. The priests and priestesses are continuously making offerings to different gods and goddesses. In reality, it's a mutual beneficial relationship. We're making offerings to our higher self, and in return, we receive constant awareness and enlightenment. So when I'm making these musical offerings, I'm really being selfish. I'm making them to myself because I know it purifies my REU, it purifies my heart, it raises my vibration, it deepens my connection to the self, it strengthens my connection to the ancestors, and at the same time, it strengthens my connection to you all, right? Because we're all one. And then when you receive the teachings, it starts a chain reaction within yourself. When you hear the music, you hear the wisdom teachings put to music, it raises your vibrations, which starts another chain reaction within yourself. So these offerings have so many benefits. And if you have the idea that Egyptian spirituality is just about making offerings to gods and goddesses, and that we're servants, and that we have to, turn over our money and everything over to them, and make sacrifices and blood sacrifices and all this other stuff, then you're on the wrong track. That's not a judgment. It's just a fact based on the wisdom teachings of ancient Kemet. Okay, so the last song is Dua Heteru in Beheni. Beheni is the indigenous name for Nubia. And then Nikpu Sekhmet im Kemet. Sekhmet is returning to Kemet. And this is a new song, so I'm playing it different every day. I don't know which melody I'm going to record it with. Dua Heteru in Beheni, Dua Sekhmet in Kemet, Dua Heteru in Beheni, Nakpu Sekhmet in Kemet, Nakpu Heteru in Beheni, Nakpu Sekhmet in Kemet, Nakpu Heteru in Beheni, Nakpu Sekhmet in Kemet. Nupu hetheru imbahani. Nupu segment in command. Nupu hetheru imbahani. Nupu segment in command. Dua hetheru imbahani. Dua segment in command. Dua hetheru imbahani. Dua segment in command. Nupu hetheru imbahani. Nupu 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 segment in command. Never. That song has so many different versions. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just put them all together to represent the 7 cows of hetheru, the 7 Sephic Bara, the 7 cycle spiritual centers. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just make a really long, like meditative trance recording with all the different versions. All right, well, I am so amazed that some of you are still here with me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the hearts and love that you sent. And I'm looking forward to the transmission tomorrow evening, which starts at 10 p.m. And we will be transmuting and transmitting during the 4th parable, during the actual full moon. The full moon occurs at 10:36 p.m. Central Time tomorrow evening. And as I said before, Lord Djehuty is represented by the moon. So it's going to be a special blend of the astrology calendar and the Natirian holy day calendar. Because the lunar calendar is considered a holy day. So if you want to learn more about the wisdom teachings, visit EgyptianYoga.com. Study with Dr. Mwada Ashby, Dr. Seba Ashby, Seba Iman Seba Jah, and the Temple of Aset, Temple of Shatau Neter. If you'd like to receive your own Natirian Holy Day calendar, visit templeofamun.com. This is a perfect time to get your calendar because we start the new Western Gregorian calendar in a few days. Oh my gosh. We start the new calendar on January 1st. So hopefully I'll have mine by then. Because here we are almost at the end of December. You can see I have all my notes here. We're here on Friday, December 17th. And so we have a few more days of this holiday. Then we have a day off. Have the full moon off. And then we come back on December 21st for the winter solstice, for the raising of the Jed Pillar of Asar. Then on December 22nd through December 26th, we have the Festival of the Goddess, the Festival of Lights. festival worship of the goddess. Not the festival of the goddess, festival worship of the goddess. So we'll be covering a different goddess each day. Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, Ma'at, hetheru, and who will be the fifth one? That will be the mystery. So you can order your calendar from templeofamun.com if you want to know more about my music, tachia.com. I also have a astrology sound healing YouTube channel at Kimatone's Cosmic Town Healing, and you can learn more about my wellness products and services at lightbeingwellness.com. Light being wellness, because we are light beings. We're not just human beings. We can't just go to the hospital and take drugs and have surgery, because we know that if we have an illness or a symptom of disease, it began energetically, internally, spiritually. And so we have to heal the physical and the spiritual. That is the Ma'ati, the dual nature of the universe, the spiritual and the physical. Ma'ati is Aset and Nebuchadnezzar. So we have our own wellness programs, Light Being Wellness. And as I said, we're light beings in watery encasements. So we have lots of services that can raise your vibration. At tachia.com, we have the music that can raise your vibration. You can find the music on Spotify, YouTube, your favorite music platform. And if you're moved by these presentations, please feel free to leave a donation for Asmatashi Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds at $Amet El Ma'at or paypal.me/Tachia Amet. And my main goal for 2022 is to release more music, stream. You can stream. And someone suggested I turn these broadcasts into podcasts so people can just listen. So 2022 is definitely going to be more about sound and music being released. So I'm very grateful to the Netters. I'm grateful to Nebuchadnezzar. I'm grateful to Goddess Ma'ati, Asmat, Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, the tutelary divinities behind Asmatashi Temple. I'm grateful to my higher self. I'm grateful to this wonderful music that literally reached inside me and pulled me out of my intoxication with worldliness and trauma. I am very grateful for this spiritual journey. Tua Hatep. And if you are looking for the pendulum readings, I will be doing them again very soon. I might do one after this. Yeah. Hatep. Uh-oh. There's so many buttons. I pushed the wrong button.